Hey everybody, welcome back to Addo's Playtime for episode 4 of Oxygen Not Included. I do apologize once again for interrupting the ends and the beginnings of the videos, but I promise that going forward I have a plan of how to make the episodes shorter, condensed into the 35 minutes, and you'll get Oxygen Not Included from beginning to end. If you are enjoying what you're watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help the channel out. Hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted every time that a new Oxygen Not Included is released. Okay, so as you can see, we've been kind of plugging away at the research here. I've just kind of selected some things, and in the background, we're just going through some research. I want to go ahead and try to get the advanced data analysis part of it so that we can kind of do some of these orange things. We also need to get the material science so that we can really plug away at a lot of these things. So as the dupes are just kind of doing their thing, getting ourselves ready for this tank to be done, we are still kind of getting ready for that. In the meantime, I'm going to start also building out this polluted water pit that we're going to make over on this side. One of the reasons I want to make the polluted water pit here, because eventually I'm going to drop it down into all this, because I need some of this sedimentary rock really, really bad, so that we can start feeding our hatches this stuff and hopefully get them kind of squared away as soon as I can. I really do want to get the sedimentary rock here and into the hatches so we can start getting stone hatches so we can feed them all of the stuff that we don't care about. All right, so we finally finished cleaning up this place. We're going to install these last 2 blocks here, and then it is time to let it rip. So how do we want to go about this? I think we want to try to channel up here, skating around the chlorine here, because we don't want to release that into anything, and our base isn't quite closed up yet. So I think I'm going to skirt right across here, come across the top of this, maybe make a channel to here, and then bust into this from there. So the idea being that it all flows down into that. So this is the plan. We're going to go ahead and channel this up like so to get into this. But we're going to first take out this area right here with a ladder. We're going to just go straight down into here. And we'll plug away all this water right then and there. The first thing, though, I definitely want to priority 6 these guys and get this done as quick as possible. We are already working on the one, so we'll probably get the other one here in a second. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and cut this down and get that done. And then after that, we'll work on the next water. And then we may even, after all that's said and done, go ahead and pour this water into there. We actually may just cut this here and let that go down and then spill over into that one. And then these kind of mesh together as one big water tank. All right, and here is the big moment. The big moment is upon us. And there goes the water flow. All right. So now that water is flowing gracefully into here. And it's going to be the first step in a long, long line of water chunks that are coming into here. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and dig this out too to get that done. And we're going to select some more research to keep our dupe busy. He is pounding through this research in a hurry. And yeah, so that's that. And I think, honestly, it's time to... Actually, I am not going to do that. This is really convenient for the fact that it's right here next to the research station, and he can come and get water as he pleases. So what we're actually going to do is start blocking this in and bringing this water up and over. I'm going to allow the dupes into this to get this done. Just like this. And we'll just start pushing this water over and up to get what we want out of it. To get the maximum amount of stuff. Now, it's going to cause some hypothermia. It's going to cause some stress. But honestly, our stress levels are pretty decent. They're not anything to really to speak of. So, we'll go ahead and finish digging out that so that we can actually let that water come down here. We can actually mop it up. All that good stuff. Not too worried about mopping it up just yet because we still have this thing to go. That's our next big thing, is to get that water down into here. Everything seems to be moving well. How many hatches we got in here? We got 5 of 6. We're going to go ahead and allow them to do this as well. So we'll make sure our priorities are set right. Yeah, we're good. But we just got to make sure that this gets something in it. What do we want in here? We're going to get some sandstone in there too. We're going to have to do sandstone in this one as well. So we're going to copy those settings and put here and here. We're going to copy these settings and put here and here. And then we're going to copy these just to double check. Yep. Copy these settings to here and here. And that way we get food in here for the quick and easy route. And all that stuff. And in the meantime, we will mop and get some of that taken care of. So to help out with some of the job duties, what I've done is I've changed a bit of the priorities. Oh, we got a gate activation. Good timing. And I changed Nails and Jean and Camille to kind of low priority on the building and digging. That way they can help out with some of the other duties that are in the base as far as cleaning and things of that nature when time permitting. And I also upped a little bit of the priority with Bert, since he's going to strictly be farming. He can help out with some of the building and digging as well when the time comes and is necessary. It'll probably help out in the long run with some of the tasks like cleaning up and sweeping, the things that were taking so long to do naturally. I want to get that kind of going a little bit quicker. As you can see, they've already mopped up the majority of everything that I had requested to be mopped. I think that that is definitely helping out. I'm going to go ahead and mop up that stuff. But let's see what we got in the printer pod here. I would like to take on another dupe. This digging person looks really good, but we still only have 800 calories. We're still a little bit rough on the old food side of things. So for now, I'm just going to print out the care package of the fertilizer, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, we're going to start building our little area over here for the polluted dirt and all that stuff, and the polluted water. I'm going to build out a kind of a large chunk here. I really want to try to flatten this out the best that I can and build it up with some insulated tiles, because over here our temperature is starting to creep in. And to be honest with you, I really feel like we need to go and take care of this vent as soon as possible. Can probably take care of a lot of this with some angled digging, or maybe a little bit of scalding. But I really need to make this happen kind of quickly. Let's see. Best way to do this would be probably, and honestly, we're just going to cap off this area like so. And call that good for now, as well as capping off this area. So this will just kind of be the unforeseen edge of the base for now. And you know what? We'll go ahead and do that as well. And we'll just kind of protect this area. We really want this to be our power grid eventually. Maybe even we can creep down in here. The best way to take care of slime is to have it all come down. Who is suffocating? You are. That's not good. We're going to put some emergency priority digging. Get that done. Come on, Joshua. Get over here and get this done so that you don't die. I think Joshua was the one that got caught the last time. There you go. Get you some O2, buddy. We don't want this tank to be very big, so I think what I'm going to do is come across here like so. And we'll come down into it like so. And then we'll start getting some of the polluted stuff in here. Cancel that. Build us a mesh tile there. And a bottle opener there. We'll dig out this. That is the floor height, right? Yeah. I'll dig this up like we normally do. 4 tiles high. And put another ladder on this side. No, we didn't have an accident here. We didn't accidentally drill out a brick and accidentally mess this up. That didn't happen at all. Not one bit. Oops. That was user error. It was not dupe error. It was user error. Can't blame the dupes. So we are trying to get this water out of here. We want to get it down to where we can mop it. We set up a pitcher pump in here and did some auto bottling right there. Just want to kind of clean that up just a little bit, just because it makes me happy inside when things look a little nicer. I had to turn this one off so that they wouldn't auto bottle this water into there. So but while I was doing that, printer pod activation. Let's see if there's somebody we can't live without. Now we have a reasonable amount of calories. The farming is going well. It is definitely making us some calories so that we can survive just a little longer. All right, so I'm going to look over these dupes and I will see if there's anything worth taking. So after looking at these things, yes, we have somebody with an increased husbandry, but we will wait for a dedicated husbandry person to come up. They can't do building errands, so that's no good. Slow learner is a really bad trait, really, in my opinion, because as you can see here, minus 30% on skill leveling. So it takes them longer to level up. That is not a good thing, especially when you have an early colony. If there's somebody like a dog's body that you can just get their athletics up and done, or not a grunt, you know, and do that. I'm just going to take this rust. I mean, we can use it for something at some point. I'm not really worried about getting new dupes anyways. We've kind of expanded the bedrooms here so we can get some bedroom action going on. I'm also going to just go ahead and sweep up all this, give them a little bit of morale bonus because their environment's not so ugly. But yeah, we'll see about how we can go about getting some more dupes here in a little bit. All right, so we dropped a couple hard digging skill points into Bubbles here and Joshua. Bubbles and Joshua will pretty much be our builder diggers, and we will use them now to dig out some granite here. We are at a point where we need that hard digging skill to get this stuff dug out and built up. So as you can see, changes their zapper thing to a red color, and it'll get that granite dug out and built up like we need. So that way we can insulate this and it can be done. I really am getting kind of worried as we want to put like power generation and stuff down here. It's really starting to heat up this area, and I don't need the added on heat from this geyser toasting our base. We're probably going to say that this is the edge of the base. This is the end of it here. We won't go any more down. We'll probably go up, and honestly, we'll go right up pretty high. This abyssalite is pretty warm. There must be something in here, maybe a volcano or something like that, kind of working its magic in these areas. I don't really actually see an ice biome just yet. It's pretty cool over here. This granite is pretty cold. Hopefully this is a cool slush geyser, because if it is, we are gonna be just fine. We'll pour all that cold water into the base, circulate it around, and then take it back and use it to probably in our oxygen maker. And then anything that gets warm enough, we'll just transfer it down into a water tank. Once that's full, we'll figure out other uses for it. Water is definitely one of the things that you need the most of as often as you can get it. As soon as we find our water source, we'll be sitting pretty. So we'll just keep taking a look at this, keep plugging away at this as we are. We're almost done here. We're going to continue to dig this out. I want to dig it out kind of slowly. That way we don't leach out all this heat that's in here. To be honest with you, I'm going to go up and over that slime. I do not want to get that. I don't want anything touching slime just yet. We are not ready for that. All right, so we busted through and we're getting all of this water drained off and into our tank here. It's not adding too much. It's only a few thousand kilos of fresh water for us to use. So in the meantime, we will go ahead then and dig across here to get into this area. This pocket of water is 38 grams. Not a big deal. Shouldn't hurt us at all. And we'll go ahead and let this kind of do its thing, get down low enough that we can start mopping it up. Oh boy, that would be an endless mop. We're not doing that. We'll let this flow down and get into our tank. We are really just about done with all of this. I don't know how that happened. In the meantime, we have our nice little tiny research tank here that is proving to be very useful and handy. We will continue to build across here. On second thought, we won't do that at all. We will just let that be, because that is the floor level there. So we're happy with that. And we'll go ahead and build out the rest of that floor there. And honestly, I think starting to insulate the base would be kind of a safe next move. And trying to keep our cold in and keep our hot out. I don't know how much bigger up we'll go with this. I kind of was planning to go to about this level, like basically one more level up, have about 4 ranches going. 4 ranches fully populated will definitely keep our hatchery going here. We've lost a hatch, which I don't see the meat somehow. We did have 5 of 6 in here. Now we only have those. The incubators are doing their thing, incubating at 7%, or at 70%. I don't know how much copper we have. We have enough for 1 more, so we'll go ahead and put 1 in. And we'll put that to stone hatches just in case, for some reason, one of these guys decides to lay a stone hatch. The chance is really low because we don't have that sedimentary rock. But I definitely... Oh, printer activation. But I definitely think I want to try to tackle this biome first, as far as getting all the sedimentary rock and getting the germs and lungs and all that stuff going. Okay, so it would be really nice to get another builder digger going on here. So I think I am going to take Nicola, and we'll go ahead and print him off. And his excavation and construction is really good, so we'll put him directly into that. And that will be Nicola's new home. I do not believe we do not have a bed for him. So we will go ahead and install 3 new beds, because the plan is probably to get some more dupes here. Our calorie count is really looking good now. We may have to possibly make another farm, but I'm not too worried about that right now with the muck root and the pickled meal. We're looking pretty tasty right now. I'm sure it's not tasty to them, but I feel a lot better about it. Oh boy. Okay, well, before we leave, we want to make sure that Jean gets everything done. Make sure she doesn't die. Jean, why don't you just dig yourself out of there now? You're doing great. Don't worry. Please don't die. Jean, run. Run, Jean. Oh boy. Really thought we were not going to make it there. Way to go, Jean. You did a great job. All right, so as we were saying, we were getting this here done. Trying to make sure we get our polluted oxygen solution for our polluted oxygen. We're going to sweep this up real quick. Probably make that a priority 7. That way it gets done in a hurry. We'll even sweep those things up as well. I'm going to put this as sweep only for now, and I'm going to make it only polluted water. And then what we will do, actually, is we will go ahead and put 2 tiles like that. And we will get our oxygen out, a deodorizer, and we will do our best to just deodorize anything that comes out of here so that our polluted stuff is just getting stuck into this area. We're also going to go ahead and put a bin down here, and we will make sure that that has sweep only, polluted oxygen or polluted dirt, and probably slime. Actually, we could probably make a second one for slime. Yeah, put that in there as well for now. We might even do mushrooms if we really feel the need for it. So for here, we're going to go ahead and put some wires down. How are we going to do this? All the way across. That's a long wire. We will just go straight across. Like so. We are starting to get quite a bit of power potential load on this thing. We may have to break this up with some transformers. The transformers will go up here, and all of the power generation will probably go down here. I might do something, I don't know yet. I haven't quite thought about the power situation just yet. We do need to get a carbon skimmer down here going so that we can get some of this carbon dioxide out of here, and that actually might be the course we go. So let me rig something up here real quick, and maybe we'll get some of that going. All right, so this is going to be our basic water sieve carbon deletion here. So what we got going on here is that the water, once this is piped in here, it's going to sieve through, and it's just going to continuously cycle itself over and over and over and over again. The dupes are having a real hard time getting anything over here done. I might actually replace this with airflow tiles just so we can suck some of this stuff out in this way. I'm also trying to angle build these corner pieces in. That way we can insulate this a little bit better, get this kind of done, because this slime biome is looking mighty tasty. And I think after looking at it, we could come right down through here, get some of this gold amalgam, stay on top of it, and maybe even dig ourselves down and into this area so that we can make a big pool of polluted water and have this all be maybe even our polluted pool in the future. We can also put some doors on it, some deodorizers, and make this like a really clean like getaway. We can deodorize all this and all that stuff. Coming in through the side and trying to wall this sucker in is a great idea right now, but it feels a little dangerous still. I really want that thimble weed so that we can start using that to cycle through some of our polluted water once these are full, because eventually these will be full. And I want to definitely start feeding that thimbleweed because we are going to need some Atmos suits in a hurry. Cycle 41, we definitely want to be having some Atmos suits. Okay, so after looking around a little bit, I have one niobium here, and I honestly don't see another vent anywhere in my kind of beginning area. So what we might do actually is we may insulate the base. I think that is probably our next course of action, because I'm realizing that we are surrounded by heat. And after kind of looking for the geysers and stuff, here's one that's actually, oh, this could be something very good. As cold as it is, it could be a cool slush geyser. That means we could regulate our base. So I definitely think that insulating the base is the next big project that I need to get on top of. We have a lot of idle dupes right now, and I think it's time to do that. Then we could really get some power generation going and get some of the separated power grids right through here. We might even put in a fire pole. I just got to think about, I can't really go too much more down. This really is my bottom level here. And the only place I can think to go is up. So I don't think we can go too much wider. Honestly, I could probably go a little wider this way, but I want us to kind of, there's a lot of nasty gases in here, and I do not want those nasty gases in my base. This is polluted oxygen, which isn't too bad. We could deodorize that and wow, whatever. We might even go submit a bioscan. But for right now, I think I'm going to go up one more level across down this side, maybe insulate around the tank, because I definitely need to do that, and then bring this up here, and that gives me an exit floor here, and I can exit in and out of the bottom if I wanted to for temporary purposes, because once we get an Atmosuit dock and I'll have one exit only, and then I might even try to just kind of prepare myself, because I'm thinking the living quarters are going to be here, along with the dining is here, so that's not too much of a travel. We may actually just get rid of these, and this could be the dining area. And the base doesn't really have to be that big. There's really not a lot of things that I want to get inside the base. Most everything is going to be outside of it, but the main living quarters, yeah, I definitely think we need to kind of insulate the base. So that's going to be the next project. I'm going to get that kind of laid out, and then we're going to go from there. So I'll pop back in when I've got it laid out. Okay, so this is the layout. This is going to be our big layout. Don't you dare get stuck. So we are going to dig out anything that's inside of here, and we're going to do it meticulously because I want to try to make sure that we have scaffolding in place for all of the dupes to get to the places and do the things that we need them to do. They're going to have a hard time in some of these areas building and digging. So, oh no, I did not do that. Don't look at it. It didn't happen. So I want to try to do this real cautiously because I can already see Nikolai here is about to get stuck. So once we get kind of these beginning edges done, and I can really kind of focus on kind of having ladders right next to everything, I want to also try to insulate this stuff, but I want to do this first, and then I want to insulate here, because this is technically, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my bottom floor, so this is just temporary, and then I'll go over the top of that with a double insulation and then delete all that. So let's let the dupes get after this. It's going to take a while for them to do it, but it's something that they can do in the background. Like I said, there was 6 idle dupes, and they were just kind of standing around doing nothing. So now we got them busy bumblebees. So I preemptively went ahead and put in a couple liquid locks. I know I want to go out this way and see kind of what these vents and geysers have for me on this side. The liquid lock is pretty much so that when I do start pounding away at these things, it's kind of your very first preventative measure to keep stray gases from getting in your base. And so yeah, I want to try to get a couple of those going. I also think I want to try to put one over here. So basically, again, like I was saying, water is sticky water. So when it comes in contact with any kind of surface, it kind of sticks to it. So you can actually utilize that to your advantage. And you can do that by basically, so this is my floor here. So this is where I want the bottom of that to be. Or I'm sorry, the entrance to that to be. So I want to have the dupes come walking across here. And they're going to go, you're going to go down, down, up, up. And then you're going to put at floor level. And then we're going to come across here and it's just going to kind of be a doorway. So what's going to happen is we're going to fill this up with about 1,500 kilos of water, 1,600 kilos of water. And this water will, the 1,000 kilos will fill here. And then we'll do about 200 to make it safe across the top. And what that will do is that will boop, jump up there and stick to this block, this insulated block right here. And that'll prevent any air from going in and out. So it keeps my oxygen, clean oxygen in, and everything else stays on the outside. So we will go ahead and kind of build out our floor here so that they can get to this. And then we will slowly start digging this out a little bit. And we still don't want them going out. So that's the big thing. But we want them to finish these blocks so that we can make our liquid lock here. So we have one on this side, one on that side, and one coming out the bottom to go to there. Don't really care about the top right now, besides they can come over here and go up because we will have a ladder system that goes all the way around the base as well. We might even submit for a bioscan at some point, but we're not ready to do that yet. I just really want to get to this particular geyser just because something inside of me says this is a cold water source, which is going to be really good. We might even tap into that to make our self-powered oxygen maker, and that might go, we might be able to squeeze it in here. I don't know. It's going to be a little tough because I don't have anybody in destruction yet, so they can't get rid of this stuff, but it'd be really nice if we could fit that thing right here and maybe like right on top of this. I don't know. A full Rodriguez is what we're going with because I've looked at some other things and I really don't want to mess with them. I don't really understand them and they've not been tested by me. So therefore, I don't want to go with something that I'm not certain of. But I am certain of the full Rodriguez. I mean, it gives you a lot of oxygen. And, you know, it doesn't need a lot of water and all that stuff. So as long as our calorie count stays where it's at, you know, doesn't drop below about 10,000. That's kind of what I'm watching for. Oh boy. Here we go. All right. Printing pod activation. What do we have? So what we got here is a rancher with 5, a rancher with 4, and supplying with 8. I really feel like taking the rancher with 5, but I don't know. What we got right now, currently, if we go to our skills, Camille here has a husbandry of 3, and Bert, our other person who's basically just doing farming, he has no husbandry whatsoever. He's got a -3. So right now, all I have is a 3. I could probably wait for somebody better to come along. And I kind of want to. So we're going to go ahead and take the pinch of pepper seeds. And we will just continue on with our building of the outside of the base. Okay, so they are making really good headway here on the outside of the base. I think that we are doing really well. We're going to get this all done in a timely manner. I know that the dupes will. I got faith in them. They're good constructors. They're good builders. But in the meantime, I think that's all we really have time for today. I made a promise in the last few episodes that I wouldn't run an episode long and have to cut in or cut out like I have been. So this is where we're going to leave it off. In the next episode, we will focus on making sure that we get everything insulated. We maybe even build on a few more beds, maybe even take on a few dupes. Our calories are staying pretty stable. We don't have the ranches up and going yet, but we're getting really close. Oh, they're saying they're cramped. That's probably because there's an egg in there somewhere, but we'll take care of that. But yeah, so we will definitely kind of focus on getting that done, and then we will try to go over and see what that vent is over here. I definitely want to see what this is. Then as the next project too might be to cap this off so we don't get any heat. And then we might even start kind of digging out of space to bring in our self-powered oxygen maker. Once we get this stuff put in the way we want it. So once we're able to put a liquid lock here and we keep all those bad gases from creeping into the base, and we can really oxygenate our base with clean everything. I think if we look down here, yeah, the carbon skimmer here has basically cleaned all this out. So we may need to open this floor up so that we can get some of that CO2 down and into the carbon skimmer. We might even open up this and get that down, because our, I mean, other than a few spots of polluted oxygen, which we can take care of that, it's no problem. Other than those few spots, we don't really have too much going on. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So I think explore the vent, think about the self-powered oxygen maker, and try to cap this sucker off. It's a lot of tasks to do in one episode, but you know, if we have to break it up and put the self-powered oxygen maker as its own, we'll decide that when we get there. Definitely want to get these two done first. So if you're enjoying the playthrough, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help the channel out. Hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time a new oxygen not included gets dropped. Look at what's on the screen if you like. I have other content on the channel, so go ahead and check something else out and see if you like it. So this is Ados from Ados Playtime, and keep gaming, my friends.